Gold at $4,000, panic policy and persistent myths. According to the Wall Street Journal's Greg Ipe, gold's record-breaking surge past $4,000 an ounce isn't random. It's rooted in global anxiety about debt, inflation, and central banks. Japan's new prime minister wants looser money to make government borrowing cheaper. That sent the yen tumbling and gold soaring. Earlier waves began when Western nations froze Russia's currency reserves, and later when Trump's tariffs and Fed rate cut talk shook faith in the dollar. But before anyone declares gold a sure bet or insurance, remember its history of wild swings. It plunged 48% between 1974 and 1976. It plunged 70% from 1980 to 1999. 45% from 2011 to 2015, and 22% between 2020 and 2022, before racing to $4,000 this week. People buy it believing it's insurance, a scarce resource, or crisis currency. In reality, it's volatile, highly volatile, produces no income, and often, even most of the time, lags the S&P 500. Still, fear of politicized central banks, high debts, and currency wars explain why people are piling in now. Okay, what's the real message here? Yes, we live in uncertain times. People are worried about finances, and many think, oh, gold is safe. Gold isn't safe. Gold goes wildly up and down all the time. Look at its history. If you're buying gold because you think of it as insurance or a sure thing, you are buying fool's gold, even if it's 24 karat. Let's dig a little deeper here. What I have found over time is so-called gold bugs are a particular breed. Now, not always, but quite often. It's somebody who looks like me, frankly, an old white man, often an old grumpy white man, who's upset that the United States went off the gold standard. And anytime gold goes up, they see that as confirmation bias. See how smart I am. See how right I was, especially if it goes up in relation to the stock market. See, I told you so, confirmation bias. When it goes down, as I showed you, it went down 70% between 1980 and 1999. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about it at all. Or, oh, the world's irrational. People are crazy. That's what they say. If you actually look over the long term, the last 50, the last 80 years of gold, it looks like a roller coaster. And people buying it because they think it's somehow safer. Or, oh, when the world ends, when Armageddon comes, when there's apocalypse, you want those gold bars along with the sea rations in your bunker. Well, stop and think about that a minute. Let's say there has been a nuclear Armageddon. People are dying for water and food. You really think someone who has the last 10 gallons of water in your town is going to care about gold bars at a time when people are starving to death or dying of thirst? Nobody's going to want gold at that point. So that part has always struck me as just profoundly odd. The other thing is people are mining gold every day. At some point, even though I'm no fan of Bitcoin, at some point, Bitcoin has to stop. That's the way it's set up. People are going to be mining gold for hundreds of years. There's no sign whatsoever that there's a scarcity, that we're running out of gold. So I want to stress to you, this is a business show, but this is not a financial advice show. If you own gold now, don't say, well, TJ told me to sell it and tomorrow it's $8,000 and you lost millions of dollars. I'm not telling you to buy or sell gold. What I am asking you to do, analyze how you filter messages about any asset. Because what I have consistently noticed is that when gold goes up, especially dramatically, it gets a lot of attention. When it stays the same, as it often does for a long time, and the stock market goes up, it doesn't get any attention. When it goes down incrementally, it doesn't get any attention. So you've got to really do your homework and make sure you have a clear-cut reason. Could it possibly be a part of some portfolio? I'm not saying it's important. You can't have it. I personally would never invest in it. I believe as Warren Buffett does, and his late partner said, civilized people invest in real businesses. Gold's not a business. It's just a bet. And bets can go either way. Too many people think it only goes one way, and it doesn't.